Now to Sean Spicer. He's the Chief Strategist and Communications Director for the Republican National Committee. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Allison.
So that was a fun spectacle to watch yesterday as the various candidates signed the RNC pledge. Why was it necessary since it's utterly unenforceable?
Well, I think it's important because it allows the party to be unified going forward, that everybody, all of the top 17 candidates, have committed that our #1 goal is to support our eventual nominee and win back the White House in November of 2016. So it kind of took the proverbial elephant out of the room, if you will, and allowed us to focus on the prize. So it was a great day for the party. In fact, it's been a great week for the party when you look at the efforts by CNN to amend their criteria and ensure that we have a great debate coming up on September 16th. What happened yesterday, this has been a tremendous week for our party going forward.
So yesterday was also an interesting day. So there was this 15-minute meeting between Donald Trump and your boss, Reince Priebus. What did these two say to each other in that meeting?
It was a very cordial meeting where the two sides talked about the importance of party unity, the importance of winning in November, and the shared strategy that we have of being united as a party, getting behind the eventual nominee, whether it's Mr. Trump or another candidate, and winning back the White House and setting an agenda that goes forward and puts this country back on track.
Here's what Donald Trump's take on that meeting was. He talked about it just this morning on television. Listen.
Well, I'm not going to break it at all. I don't intend to break it. I won't break it. And it is the best way. I spoke with Gene yesterday. We had a great talk. And it's very, that road going independent is a very, very long and tough road. I want to be the Republican nominee, and I want to go on to win. And this is the best way to do that.
First of all, who's genius?
I wish it was me. I don't think it is, though.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be called genius by Donald Trump on television. I think he means...
I'd like to be called genius by anybody, Allison.
Yeah, exactly. So, in other words, you trust Donald Trump, even though, as Joe Johns just said, the Tea Party is upset. They think that he's just closed an avenue.
Well, look, there's two important things. Number one, Donald Trump's a very successful businessman. He got that making sure that his word was his bond. So you take him as his word, but the other 16 candidates are in the same boat. Each one of them, whether it's Jeb Bush, Ted Cruz, Chris Christie, each one of them has put their name out there and said that they will pledge to support the eventual nominee. And they're only as good as their word. Every single one of them has a strong word that can be taken that we can take to the bank. So I trust every single one of them that we can move forward and put this issue beside us. So that's all you have in this game.
Yeah.
If you can't say that you mean it, then it's worth nothing. And as far as concerns go, look, the only way we win, the only way we stop Hillary Clinton or any other Democrat is being unified as a party, because no third party, no independent is going to win. And if someone does seek that avenue, they undermine the Republican Party and basically undermine our ability to take on Hillary Clinton or whatever other Democrat they put forward when she falters.
Sean, I want to ask you about this radio interview that Donald Trump did with the conservative radio host Hugh Hewitt, who asked him a lot about various terror leaders' names, foreign policy. Do you think that it's important for Republican candidates at this point in the race to know the difference between, say, Zawahiri and al-Baghdadi?
Look, I think there's a lot of things that every candidate has to know, from foreign policy to the economy. I think a lot of these folks who have to get up to speed, whether they were governors or a neurosurgeon or a successful businessman, sometimes there's a lot to digest, whether it's knowing every one of the country's leaders or different sects within a particular country. I think that there's no question. I think that it's challenging to understand everything that's happening, both domestically, economically, foreign policy-wise.
It's okay if they don't know it right now.
No one knows everything, right? I mean, that's ridiculous. There is nobody, whether it's the current president of the United States or anyone who hopes to succeed him, will know every single leader, will know every piece of domestic policy,
healthcare policy. These were the leading leaders. I mean, al-Baghdadi, that's almost a household name at this point in terms of ISIS and everything that we've been reporting over the summer. So are you comfortable that Donald Trump or any of the Republican candidates don't know that level of foreign policy at this point?
I'm comfortable in saying any one of the top 17 candidates that eventually seeks to be commander-in-chief will be well prepared to lead our country forward.
Okay, let's look at this very interesting matchup, head-to-head matchup between Donald Trump and Ben Carson. This is in the latest Monmouth University poll just out. Ben Carson gets 55% against Donald Trump's 36%. This is after the summer spotlight has been almost solely on Donald Trump, and Ben Carson has not been the beneficiary of all the media attention. How do you explain this?
We're really early in a race. If you look at last cycle, I think we had 8 different candidates at one point or another led. Look, we've got great candidates. I can't be more excited. When you look at the diversity and the caliber of the top 17 candidates, our party has historically had the best crop of candidates of any party in history, and I'm very proud of it. And I think you're going to see a lot of folks go up and down between now and next year. That's awesome. That's fantastic for our party. You look at the number of people, the record number of people, 30 million that watched the 2 debates last month on Fox, and I think we'll get really great numbers on CNN coming up. That's phenomenal for our party. More people are tuning in, seeing the direction that our candidates and our party want to take this country. That can't be anything but great.
We are looking forward to September 16th. I know you are as well. Sean Spicer, thanks so much for being on New Day.
Thank you, Allison.
Have a great weekend.
You too.